Hello, everyone. So I think we're up to tip number 6 on how to support your immune system. And today I gave a little clue earlier on my live video on Instagram that it's something that some people like. Some people do it every day. Some people only do it on the weekends. Sometimes when people do it on the weekends, they do a little too much. And if you guessed anything other than alcohol, then shame on you. If it was naughty. Anyway, just joking. But yeah, I'm not joking about the alcohol. Today I'm actually going to talk about alcohol and how it affects the immune system. So you might think, one drink of alcohol a day, isn't anything serious, or maybe if you don't drink all week long and then, have 4 or 5 drinks on the weekend, that's no big deal. It's not going to affect your system. Well, you're wrong. It does. It does have a major effect. One, alcohol basically causes oxidative stress in our body. And if you don't know what oxidative stress is or the oxidative effect is, think of metal rusting when it's out in the elements, out in the rain, and it starts to rust. That's oxidation. When you cut an apple and it starts to brown, or an avocado and it starts to brown, that's oxidation. So the brown part, of course, is the part that's not so good. So when we drink alcohol, that's actually what's happening in our body. Not that it's turning brown, but it's causing oxidative stress, which then our body has to turn around. So the immune system is pulled away from things that it needs to be doing, like fighting pathogens, and it's repairing the oxidative stress that we've caused in our body. Now, the other part, sorry, just lost my train of thought there for a second. The other part that I wanted to talk about is the effect on the liver. So when we are drinking alcohol, of course, it's up to the liver to process all of that, what we're drinking. And, for the liver, breaking that process down, it can actually really start to affect the liver because, again, it's causing oxidative stress. So as little as 1.5 to 2 ounces of alcohol a day actually does start to have an effect on our liver and can actually start the process of liver disease. The good thing is that, if it hasn't gone too far into cirrhosis of the liver, by making lifestyle and nutrition changes, you can actually start to reverse the effects of liver disease. So there are ways to do that. Binge drinking on the weekends is just as unhealthy as if you were drinking 1.5 to 2 ounces a day. And binge drinking is considered 4 drinks for women at one time and 5 drinks for men at one time. So, pretty easy in an evening if you're out with friends to have 4 or 5 drinks. What you want to do, again, not going to give you excuses to drink, but in between each drink, have a glass of water, give your body a break in between each drink if you are socializing. The other part of it is alcohol greatly affects our gut bacteria. And what it does is it reduces the good gut bacteria and it increases the more problematic gut bacteria. So in a lot of cases, you'll see people who drink a lot, they generally have digestive issues. So something really to keep in mind that if you're drinking on a regular basis, again, I'm not condoning, going out and drinking, and absolutely no judgment whatsoever. If you, like to socialize and alcohol is something that you like to have when you're socializing, good on you. I'm just trying to give you tips to help you, keep your body as healthy as possible. So if you are consuming alcohol and you are having some digestive upset, you might want to consider taking a good probiotic. That's going to help to give you good gut bacteria. So one of the things to think about. Or another thing to consider, because alcohol, some of it can have a lot of sugar, especially if you're adding, some type of a soft drink or a tonic water. So one of the things that you want to consider is, red wine, a little bit lower in sugar than what white wine is. When it comes to actual spirits like, vodka and gin and those types of things, consider having them on the rocks or having them with a squeeze of lemon or lime. The lemon or lime actually helps to assist your liver in processing the alcohol as well too. The other thing that alcohol does is, of course, it disrupts our sleep. And of course, that was one of my tips earlier. I think it might have been maybe tip number 1, that, if you're not getting a good night's sleep, that reduces your immune system. So when we're drinking alcohol, we're not sleeping as well. So we wake up the next day, our body's not feeling great. Our livers had to process all of the alcohol. And on top of that, we haven't slept well. So we feel even worse all the way around. Now, I want to make sure I did write down some tips. There, I knew I would forget one. The other thing that alcohol does is, because it causes oxidative stress, that's actually increasing inflammation in our body. And we know that, or if you don't know, when you're increasing inflammation in your body, then of course the body is being taken away from the regular processes that it has to do on a daily basis. And one of those things is, of course, producing the immune cells. So when we're drinking alcohol, it's causing inflammation, it's reducing the immune cells that are being processed in the body. And, the body is having to pay attention as to how it's going to fix that inflammation. So those are the tips with respect to alcohol. And again, absolutely no judgment whatsoever. I'm just providing these tips, providing you with information, things to consider to keep your body healthy. Hey, these are tips, as I say, for a lifetime, not just now because of COVID-19. That's not why I'm doing this series. I'm doing this series because these are great lifestyle tips and these are great ways to stay healthy. So I hope that you found that beneficial. I think that I'm just going to share another tip. I actually quit drinking alcohol last year. Actually, it's been over a year now. Wow, I didn't even realize that. So I quit drinking alcohol last January, about the middle of January, and I have not had a drink of alcohol since. I don't miss it. The funny thing is when people are around me and I'm not drinking, so I might be drinking, water. Typically I'm drinking water. I find that now people are feeling guilty when they're around somebody who isn't drinking. Doesn't bother me in the least if people are drinking. It's just my choice not to. I just really like the way my body feels without the alcohol. It's unfortunate that, when people are either eating a certain way or making certain choices for their own body that makes them feel good, that other people feel guilty. And, the one thing I say is, when we're socializing and when we're together, it's not about what we're eating and drinking. It's about being together. It's about spending time. It's about enjoying people's company. That's what it's all about. So no guilt, just be with your friends, enjoy the company, have a great time, have some laughs, and that alone is going to improve your immune system. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the tip today. Have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow with tip number 7. Bye.